dancing when I was 2 years old. I got into it because my grandma would always play Shirley Temple movies, and I loved when Shirley Temple tapped. And I had these little black patent leather shoes, and so I'd bring them, and I would always sit them right next to me and watch Shirley Temple and watch her tap. My grandma and my mom knew that that's when they needed to get me into dance lessons, and I tried several sports growing up, but I only ever stuck with dance. Funny, yeah, when I first started competing, it was in 1999, I believe is when I first started competing, or 1999-2000 school year. I was in first grade. And, those times we would go to competitions that were in like hotel ballrooms on the floor, and the judges were like right in front of you on a table, and, parents either stood or just were in like hotel chairs around you. But there was no wing space, there was no special lighting, it was just like a little speaker, no tablets or anything, it was all pen and paper at that point. When I was in about middle school, I knew I wanted to do something with dance. I didn't know what it was. And then as I got older, I just loved being at dance competitions, and I loved working on routines and just rehearsing in the studio to prepare for competitions. Performances are great. And recitals are great, but I just loved the thrill of seeing other companies, other dance studios competing against each other and seeing their art and seeing their talents and seeing who else is in our backyard and who's our neighbor and what they've been working on. And I just always thought that was so special. And so as I got older, I went to college and I minored in dance. I went to school for business. I majored in marketing. My goal ultimately was to start a dance competition. So after college, being a part of adult dance companies also just gave me a new perspective of dance and performing, and it gave me a new outlet to just connect with music and connect with artists, and connect with your body and your soul. And after stopping competing after I graduated high school and I minored in dance, I was introduced to new choreographers, different styles of dance, and it made me appreciate specific dance skill sets. Like modern has their own kind of technique, and that's something I didn't really study, growing up at my dance studio. I came up with the idea for the Artistry Tour, and I just wanted to slowly ease into it. So this is our second season, and thrilled with how it's going and the energy that all the studios bring and the talent that we've seen in our staff and how incredible they are and how they've taken to it, and they love it too. They're long weekends, right? But everyone seems to just really enjoy it, and it's an amazing journey.
My name is Paige. I've been helping since the beginning. Artistry was my second season. I am leading the awards, kind of backstage area. I actually grew up with Holly. Destiny and Drew also are crew members. My sister kind of works a little bit too. Growing up with them and being in their dance world, I never knew how much really goes into it until I joined them. I wasn't a dancer, but I love it so much. I love the community, how everyone is just there for each other, whether it's like a missing button or, something bad just happened in one of the members. Everyone's always got each other's back, all the dancers. I think we kind of function the same as a group because we're around it. And it is a very positive atmosphere to be in. No matter how stressed out you get, it's a cool thing. So Holly definitely has everything planned out to the minute on our sheets. Then Sabrina goes in when we're late. She jots down every minute we're late. And that's kind of how, one, we keep track of it, two, we can see and kind of dissect through the routines. If we were behind this count, why were we behind? And it's just, you have to be super organized. I think all of the coordinating and just all the hands that I need on deck, even just like with props and everything, you definitely have to be kind of adaptable. You don't know what's coming every time. You don't know what routine. I do think you have to be adaptable for sure. And that was surprising to me, like how quickly things change and shift. That you kind of just have to make sure, like, oh, it's gonna keep moving forward.
Well, at the events, I'm the stage manager, so I get to check everybody in as they come and help organize as the show is going if anyone needs to switch spots or anything like that. And then behind the scenes, I'm helping Holly set up venues, coordinate hotel rooms for guests, judges, talking with the judges, getting everyone's food menus, so really helping produce the event as a whole. Well, Holly's doing amazing. She is so determined, and I know there's never anything she won't do for either a client or someone who's working for her. She's always going to go the extra mile to make sure the people coming to our events are feeling great, the people that are leaving our events feeling great, and their staff as well. She also is just so determined and is going to make the best event because she's just so proud of what she loves to do, and the passion behind it is so strong. She just wants to create such a great environment that's supportive, and it really shows backstage when everyone is pumping each other up. Everyone's wishing each other luck, even when they're on opposite teams. It's really beautiful backstage too. I started dance about middle school. I switched from gymnastics over to dance. And from there, I was dancing throughout high school at a mostly ballet-focused studio. I did a lot of Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, and things like that. And I wasn't really introduced into the competition world until Holly and I met, and Holly was like, I'm trying to set up this production, and I had just gotten further into my production career. So I was like, I would love to be a part of building something, especially something you have such a clear image of. And she took me in, gave a lot of trust in me, and I work as hard as I can and try and support her in the way she really needs.
My name is Elena Fields, and I help with the merchandising team and then backstage as well, kind of wherever's needed. My experience has been really great. It's different because I used to be on the competition side and the dancer side, and now I'm on the working with the competition, so I get to see all the behind the scenes and what goes into making a dance competition happen. And it's a lot, and I've never realized that as a dancer. And it's been really enjoyable to help put it on and see how many dancers there are and how happy they are to be. Dumplings, squishy toys. We had those in the mornings every day, but they sold within 15 minutes every day. And then we also had these glasses that we made with some cool different designs, and then we can add your name on it too. So people were really interested in that. And then we've also been getting clothespins. So you can clothespin someone secretly, yep, and then you kind of just pass it along, and they're just like created clothespins.
Hi, I'm Kayleigh Nasora, and I'm a professional dancer currently based out of New York City. I spent the first chunk of my career in Los Angeles, California, so I am a commercial dancer through and through. I've had the honor of dancing behind artists on TV, on film, in music videos and commercials. I now work primarily as a movement director and actor in New York City, and I came to know the Artistry Tour through IDA. I'm an impact dance adjudicator, and so I came to know the Artistry Tour through Courtney Ortiz, who got us all here today and brought the three of us together.
My name's Kyle Roston. I'm currently in Columbus, Ohio. I have lived all over the place, New York City mostly. I was there for 13 years. I was a professional dancer there, toured the world, mostly doing concert stuff, a lot of contemporary modern. I did sort of dabble in the drag scene, the impersonator scene, and the cabaret scene. Always wanted to get into theater. So now that I'm in Columbus, I quit working at dance studios. Now I work for theater. Yay! And I'm actually working for a theater in Columbus, very closely with the owner of the theater and the artistic director, doing a lot of choreography, doing props and backstage stuff and stage managing. And how do I know Holly and John? I was on their first competition ever. I was one of their first judges, ever. through IDA, and me and two lovely ladies were in Dayton, I think, at their first one ever, and we were so impressed with how well it was run and how put together everything was. We couldn't believe that it was their first one. And I'm just so excited to be back again.
Hi, my name is Brittany Nicholas, and I am currently based in New York City. I am the assistant choreographer and movement director for Netflix's Stranger Things, The First Shadow on Broadway. Previously, I've been the dance captain of original Broadway cast of & Juliet, Tammy Faye. Also in the original Broadway cast of Mean Girls. I've done a lot of tour and cruise ships, a lot of TV work, SNL, Disney Plus. And I also came to the Artistry Tour through IDA, and it's been really lovely. I also hope to just be with them for a very long time because they are great and they have just a lovely energy about them, and it's just very fun. So yeah, it's been really exciting.
I would love to be just known as the competition where artistic studios and dancers want to come to and know that they're celebrated here. And artistic dance is any style of dance, and it's just really about showcasing your passion and having that musicality to your performance. And I hope that we're a safe place for studios. I really hope that dancers, their families, teachers, studio owners, leave our competition feeling happy, regardless of how they scored or, where they placed in overalls. I hope that they just feel like, wow, that was a great weekend of dance, and they felt celebrated not only by us and our staff, but everyone around.
So what's been really fun for me, is just how much fun all of the dancers are having on stage. And even just walking around backstage and throughout the theater, just the support of one another, the support of all of the teachers and studio owners has been really, really lovely, and something that I haven't experienced that much when it comes to other competitions. Sorry, but that's the truth. So that's been really exciting. And also just the way that the dancers are coming out and they just know exactly who they are at such a young age is just something that's so refreshing. And I can tell that they're being nurtured to just really find who they are and their voice and their style and what is true to them. And so I really love that.
IDA and these competitions have actually put me in a place to be with people that have been in many Broadway shows, who have toured with many very successful, huge artists around the world. I mean, weren't you on a break from Coldplay, from India when I met you or something? Cool. She literally just flew in from India, and me and this other girl were we just did Pilates. We taught Pilates yesterday.
Hi, we're the Basement Dance Complex, and we love Artistry
Tour! We love having support before and after our dances at Artistry.
We love having fun at the dances. We love all the support we get after we dance.
We love performing our dances and competing.
The first day I joined the Momentum and I joined the stage was everyone was welcoming me and giving me all the support.
The first day I joined Momentum, even though I didn't know everybody, they thought it seemed like I knew them.
The first day I joined Momentum, everybody was giving me great support and it was just really fun with them.
My first day at Momentum was 2 years ago, and I had my friends with me to support me and have fun with me.
I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's dances and having fun watching them and hanging out with all my dance friends.
I'm excited to see everybody on stage and doing their best.
I'm excited for me to do my best and for everybody to do their best.
I'm excited for me to at least do as good as I can tomorrow and hope I get a good score.
Okay, we're with Dedication Dance. This is our 4th year as a studio, and this is Miss Ellie. Ellie, Why did you pick your song?
I picked my song because I wanted to challenge myself to do something more fast. This is our second year.
This is our second year at Artistry. We've been with it since the beginning. What do you like about Artistry Tour?
I feel like it's very organized and everything's normally on time with dances. Go Dedication Dance!
I have some specific memories regarding dance that I love. One was I was in 6th grade in my studio. Instead of going to a nationals, we performed in Disney World. And we got to perform in Disney World, actually in the park at that point, not downtown Disney, which is what they do now, but we performed in the park and our families came, but then also just people just walking around Disney World came and sat down and watched our performance, and that's when I kind of realized, like, oh my gosh, I really like this. I love being on stage. I love dancing. I love performing. Maybe this is something I want to keep doing, and that's kind of when I buckled down after 6th grade, going into 7th grade, when I started taking dance a little bit more seriously, and I think it's just kind of evolved there.
One of my favorite memories was when I was trying out for the dance team for the first time, and I was too scared to go into the room. So the owner of the studio sat there with me until I was ready to go in, and she was not going to let me run away from it. She knew I was going to make it, so she sat there with me until I was comfortable. And one of the lessons that dance has taught me is that you have to be kind to everybody, even if you don't like somebody or you don't like how you scored versus someone else. You still have to be nice and supportive of everybody, even if they're not on your team.
One of my favorite memories from dance is also at tryouts. It was one of my first tryouts as well. And I remember I was very, very scared to get out there and do the combo that we were doing at that moment. But then everybody else was super nice, and so I eventually got up the courage to go out there, and I did pretty well. I improved for a lot of it, and it was really fun. And one of the lessons that I've learned is always stay positive and never say I can't, but instead say you can and you will.
Yes, Leah. My favorite memories, kind of as when I was a dancer and a coach, were definitely the recital weekends that we would have. It was just you were surrounded by all your favorite people for the entire weekend, and you were just having so much fun. And now to see the kids that I coach getting to do that too, and also just having a really fun weekend is really special, because it's we become really close as a studio. And a lesson I learned when I was a dancer was just how important it is to be there for your team. And even if you're having the worst day possible, you have to go in with the most positive attitude you can, because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for all your teammates too.
For the kids. Yeah. Yes. I think there was a clear thing very quickly with you. Yeah. It's this girl she's gonna fight for us if we need it. So thanks. From the kids and the world.
From the kids in the world.
Yeah.
I think it comes from, because I've done a lot of shows where, for example, Billy Elliot and Matilda, there were a lot of different skill sets. So I've learned, just in general over the years, just how the different skill sets can complete the picture of what we need. Yeah. And so I just really carry that with me. And then, when you're working with young children, they always need a why. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's altered my thinking of being okay, so then why am I doing it? Because I can't tell them to do it if I'm not doing it. So yeah, it's just been a lot of years of just kind of taking my work with different people and then just bringing it together. And now I'm on the other side of the table, which is really exciting because I now have the power to be like, no, don't count this person out. Or no, I've heard that this person might have like a couple of like attitude issues where it's like, do we really want that? Because it all goes like hand in hand when you know, put any sort of project together.
Yeah. You've also worked on like a lot of shows that deal with sort of, you know, being pushed down and being, and segregated is not the word, but sort of held back and because of who you are, right? Literally almost all, I think all of those shows have something to do with that.
Right. You're right, actually.
Yeah.
Like Billy wanted to dance.
Yeah.
Couldn't. Someone always told him no. Matilda was very smart. People thought she was weird. You're right. You're
And Juliet.
right. And Juliet. She finds her voice.
And Mean Girls, you know.
Yeah,
we could find it in Mean Girls
there
too.
is, like, but also Mean Girls, you know, was like everybody, especially when it comes to Janice's song, I'd Rather Be Me. Yeah. Everybody in high school is important. Be yourself. Yeah, it's a lot of like, be yourself, love everyone. Yeah. Which I like that.
Yeah, I do too. I think that you carry that.
Thank you.
Very clearly and obviously.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Jim Kokert. My wife is Paula Kokert. We have two other teachers at our studio, Madeline and Mary Grace, and they're both our daughters. So it's a family-run studio, talent factory. We're from Lebanon, Indiana. This is our first time here at the Artistry Tour, and I tell you what, this has been an incredible experience. We're having a great time. Our studio is mostly kind of musical theater based. A lot of our stuff is done with a musical theater flair. We just finished one of our production numbers, Beauty and the Beast. The kids did really well. We're super excited about the rest of this year, and we're attending Artistry Nationals this year. So again, super excited about that. First year with their nationals, but we've enjoyed today, this entire weekend, really just an incredible amount, and the kids have loved it. Our studio, we've been in business for, I think this is our 11th year, and out of all the competitions we've gone to, this has probably been the friendliest, I would say. So we're just loving it. We're having a great time, and what we do is for the kids. We want to be a safe place, and a place for the kids to have a chance to let loose and just have a great time doing something that they love. And we have felt that vibe here at the Artistry Tour. Every one of us was welcomed with a hug. How are you? Knew us by name. Just been a great time here so far. Never give up. Give 110% with anything that you do, whether it's a dance or volleyball or track or going to law school, going to be a scientist, an engineer, anything that you're going to do, give it 100%. Never leave anything on the floor, just like you've done the entire time you've been with Talent Factory. Be good people. And honestly, that's probably the biggest thing, is to just be a good person, no matter where you are, no matter who you're talking to, no matter what you're doing. Be a good person, because it's always going to come back to you 100 times.
There's so many things I've loved about this weekend. Honestly, I have been experiencing so much variety in competitions that I've worked with this year, and something that has really shined at the Artistry Tour has been the community and the sense of support across studios. I feel like I often see studios supporting their own people, but to watch the crossover of studio owners supporting other studios' children, studio kids supporting other studios, it's really, really special to see, and it's not coming from any other place than just like genuine desire for community and friendship and to just spread kindness. And that speaks to the culture that's been set by Holly and John here at the Artistry Tour. So it's been really exciting to be in that world, and just it changes the energy behind the table. And then also just being on the table with y'all has been really, really fun. I feel like it's oftentimes you show up to a competition, you maybe have like 5 minutes to meet who you're judging alongside. And so sometimes I don't always get to connect with the people that I judge with on the weekends, but it's been so nice to be able to like have that time to connect with you guys. And I felt our flow judging has been really nice. Like, you know, we're able to see one another's scores after we submit our scores. And so it's been fun to be like, oh yeah, we're right in the same ballpark and we're really feeling the same vibe. And when we talk afterwards and say, oh, I loved that dance. Oh, I loved that dance. Or I loved how they did this creative thing with that prop. We're totally seeing the same things, which is really exciting and really affirming.
Or sometimes we're not.
Or sometimes we're not. But that's also exciting to be like, oh, yeah, actually, like maybe I didn't see that shine enough. Let me go back and adjust, or you know, things like that. So it's just, yeah, it's really neat to be able to like trust the people that you're on the panel with, which I've been able to do this weekend, which has been very fun.
I always want our competition to feel safe, to feel like they're being celebrated, their art's being celebrated. So much art goes into a dance performance. You have the music edits, which has a musical artists and producers. You have costumes. You have hair and makeup designs. You have the select dancers in a routine. You have the formations and then the movement itself and how you adapt that movement to the choreography. And there's so much that goes into it. And not a lot of people notice that when they're watching a dance, but I recognize how much art goes into the routines. And I just want to continue celebrating that. Dance to me, it's been such a big part of my life. I'm 33. I started dancing when I was 2. There's been a gap, recently where I haven't been performing, but I grew up with dance. So dance to me it's a sport, it's an art, it's community, it's family in many ways. You can inspire your community to take action on things. You can, move your body. It's good for your body. It's good for your mind, connecting to music or maybe listening and trying to dance to music that you've never listened to. You challenge your brain. I notice it with the children now. It allows you to be authentic. It forces you to put yourself out there and to perform. Right now, having a competition every weekend sounds really daunting because they're exhausting. But I'm sure with the right amount of staff and the expertise and the training and probably a little bit of me letting go of control, that we could grow a little bit. But there's something personal too, or something that I love, like me and my husband John physically being at the competitions.
I'm Holly's husband. For those of you who don't know, I'm John. Front of house guy, merchandise guy, drive the truck guy. But when it comes to dance, I know next to nothing. I did not grow up dancing like Holly. I grew up playing ball sports, baseball, basketball, and that. What I love about the Artistry Tour is what it's done for Holly and I's relationship. Just in the last couple of years, I feel like I've learned so much just being in the audience. When we were doing the R&D for this, she's like, hey, if we're going to do this, you need to see what a competition is, right? So getting out there and seeing it. Okay, then you get a little piece there. Go to a few more. Okay, how are we going to do this ourselves, right? And then, boom, our first competition season, 2025, we have to do it, right? Okay, well, how are we going to do it better? How are we going to make people feel good and just being your authentic self, right? And then we get a little bit better. And again, I still don't know that much about dance, but what I do know is that there are some very talented young people out there that it's amazing to watch what they can do.
I grew up going to competitions, and the owners and directors weren't always there. Actually, most of the time they weren't. And that's not something I noticed necessarily or that I was wanting as a dancer, but I often think about the competitions where the owner was there and how cool that was, because they seemed kind of like a celebrity, and it just seemed a little more intimate, and like they cared. You could just notice the difference of they care about the dancers, they care about the parents and the teachers, and so I never want to lose touch of that as a company. And if that means that we have to be at every single one for a while, then great, that's what we're gonna do.
The most surprising things about when you're at the competition, right? It's not only the stuff going into the competition, but once you're here, okay, now we've got to set up. We've got to do that on a time crunch because we need to make sure we're ready, mic checked and all that stuff. Merchandise is set up before those doors open, right? So it's a little bit about a game that we play. How do we get a little faster each time? So I love that.
We kind of have a lessons learned after every competition. It's just gonna keep building, and like this competition, we really think like we nailed it, but next we'll have those lessons learned from this competition, and it's just gonna keep doing that until it's just like so effortless, and it's gonna be, yeah, I think we're just gonna continue to do better each time, for sure.
The Artistry Tour, we are based in Indianapolis. That's where I'm from. I'm originally from the south side of Indianapolis, and we currently live in downtown Indianapolis, and that's where our company's based, but we travel around the Midwest. Indiana is a really big sports state. But I consider dance and competitive dance as a part of that. Indianapolis is really special, and this being our largest regional to this city means a lot because there are some really incredible dance studios around Indiana, not even just Indianapolis, but around Indiana. And there are so many incredible dance programs at universities. There are several dance teams now at high schools that compete in dance team, which is slightly different than dance competition, but seeing dance become more represented in all aspects of sports and just culture around Indianapolis is great. There are several adult dance companies. Dance Kaleidoscope is probably a really well-known one in Indianapolis, and they're amazing. Create Freedom Arts Projects is another one that I love. There's several more, and we have DanceWorks Indy, which is now a dance studio in Indianapolis where adults can go and take classes, and it's actually just right around the corner from where I live. And so seeing our city grow and embracing dance is just amazing. And I hope that Indy continues to be one of our largest regionals from here on out. 10 years, I would love to be maybe beyond the Midwest. I am from the Midwest. Our home is Indianapolis, where we're currently filming this as our Indianapolis Regional 2026. But we stay local to the Midwest. It's what we know. It's people that kind of vibe like us. We have probably more of a friendly, welcoming personality. But I would love to go elsewhere. I'd love to go to other regions. We're in our second season, so right now I'm focused on this season while also finalizing our schedule for next season. So the rest of this season, we have one more regional in our greater Chicago. It's technically in Frankfort, Illinois, but we say greater Chicago. And that's in May, and we are so excited for that one. And then we have our nationals. It's our first ever nationals up at the Mandel Center at Lake Michigan College in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, Michigan. It is just 10 minutes, if that, from the water of Lake Michigan, where you have some incredible boating and kayaking, and there's some gorgeous beaches, and it's just a really cute little beach town, little cottages, but the Mandel Center is beautiful. The staff there has been great, and I'm so excited. At our nationals, we're going to have our IDA judges. We're going to have master classes. We will have a final showcase to wrap up our nationals. That's on Sunday. And opening our final showcase will be our opening number that is also choreographed by our judges. And those dancers are selected at our regionals. So I'm so excited to see so many of our dancers come back and show us what they've improved on, taking the critiques, from the judges, and get to see their work one more time. Funny, we're a 3-day competition, which is our first 3-day competition here in Indianapolis 2026 regional, when we are finally outgrowing our garage. So up until this point, we've had all of our equipment, our incredible Harlequin Marley floors, our backdrop, all of our trophies, merch, everything has been in our personal 2.5 car garage. And after this weekend, I'm so excited that we are moving it to a storage unit finally. So personally, kind of relieved I get my garage back. It's funny, when I think back even just earlier this season, having some tables popped up in my garage and we're counting inventory. We are swapping plates on trophies to make sure we have the right adjudication on the trophies. And, it's a lot of behind the scenes work. And as a dancer and as young dancers, you don't see that. And I think that's okay. That's part of the magic, but there's a lot of things that I didn't anticipate, or maybe it just didn't really dawn on me on how much we would have to do to get this going. But I also think it makes it a little more fun and a little more special once you're here at the day and you see it all come together finally.
I'm surprised on how much it actually goes into it and how long it can take, but I'm more surprised at our amazing team and how much better we've gotten with each competition. And now we're getting this down. Now, are we perfect? No, but I love our team and how no matter how long the day is, at the end of the day, we always have a little call and we say, how do we do it better tomorrow? How do we do it better at the next comp? And then it's not just lip service. We actually do it better the next comp because we remember what was a pain in the butt that time. We don't want to make that mistake again, right? So getting better, right? And just making it, fine tuning it, making it a little bit better, which just translates into a better experience for not only our team, but for our attendees, our studios, and all of the dancers, of course.
We've come a long way, as a dance competition. We are still kind of a scrappy, smaller competition, but at least I perceive us that way. But we've gotten feedback that we're doing a great job. So maybe it doesn't feel like that to guests, which I hope that's the case. But it's cool seeing how the competition industry has evolved in my lifetime, even.
Again, to me, my favorite moment of success when we think about the last 2 years in building the Artistry Tour together. And again, I give Holly 99% of the credit. I like to say I just drive the truck, right? But it's really strengthened our relationship as husband and wife. It's been amazing to work together. That's challenging sometimes to work with your spouse. And both she and I have full-time jobs. So a lot of the work we're doing in these first couple of years is nights and weekends, right? When we're tired, when we don't feel like, when we're hungry, right? And so being able to communicate and work through it, even when it's rough sometimes, has been very rewarding for me.
Just being in the pit and watching some of the dances, and I feel it. I feel my soul. I just feel it. It feels so good. It feels so good to watch it and be a part of it. And it gives you goosebumps, and you see the movement that the choreographers were going for, and you see the dancers just execute it, and it's incredible. I love it so much. So even though I'm running the competition, I should be running around checking in with people. My favorite place to be is in the pit, actually watching the routines, because that's where the art is, and that has a special place in my heart. I go on stage during awards and intro it and make sure they know that I am proud to be here and to have this business. And I'm so honored that they came to be here and celebrate their art with us. So, and I think that probably makes it seem just a little different. It's not another competition where you're in and out and nobody knows who you are. I really try to make sure I talk to all of our teachers. I know who they are. I could recite every single studio owner from the 21 studios who are here this weekend. That's important to me. I want to build relationships with the studio owners and the teachers. They're the ones teaching dance to our youths. That was me in the past, and I value their work and what they do. They choose to work in the evenings and teach children dance inside a dance room. They could have picked any other job, but they're choosing to do that. And I can relate to them, and I'm proud of them. And in some ways, I'm envy of them because they're in dance all the time, where I'm usually a little more admin. But that's why I love competition weekends. I get to see the routines come to life.
We're doing this interview at our to-date largest regional competition, Indianapolis 2026. This is the competition where the kind of light bulb went off for me. I do a lot of the back end, a lot of the office. At the end of the day, we're a business, right? There's not limited funds, and we've bootstrapped this up at this point. But the community, the studios, the dancers, people have showed up in support, and this has really opened my eyes. And to see to walk into an auditorium when I've been in front of house and running around, but if I walk in during awards and there's not a seat to be had, that's what does it for me. We had a couple friends that we invited who aren't dance world people. They came and they visited, and I was giving them a tour around, and just to see like their reactions to it all, right? Having never been a part of this world. And then they shared the picture that we're at the side of the stage, right? During awards. The entire stage and the side wings are packed with dancers, ready for their awards. And when you see that, you can't see the floor, right? Like, that's like light bulb, like, wow. Not only like, is this a legitimate business and we're building something awesome, but like, look at this. People are showing up, and it's noteworthy.
It's hard to commit to dance. It's hard to commit to dance competition season. Dance competition season is nearly an entire year. For some studios, it is an entire year. You sign a contract. You're committed to that team. You're committed to showing up to rehearsals. You often you have to miss Friday night football games at your high school, or some people left here to go to prom. They are making sacrifices, but they are fulfilling their duty. And in a world where things are so instant and fast now, I'm just proud to be a part of an industry that is still embodying the commitment, and that it takes hard work and it takes time to see results and to be a part of something.